So Magneto's often overlooked when it comes to the Vanguard role. He has the potential to not only save teammates with well-timed cooldowns, but can also dish out enough damage to take out multiple enemies at a time. I'm going to give you 5 tips you need to know to take your game to the next level, and how to effectively play as Magneto to give your team the best chances at winning. Hey, what's up and welcome everybody, my name's Nexus and let's get right into it. So the first thing you need to know is understand your role. Yes, it's true, Magneto is classed as a Vanguard character, but what you're going to notice is he doesn't really have the tools to soak sustained damage or take space with walls, massive shields, or just raw health like some of the other Vanguard characters. And you'll find that you operate much better as an off-tank instead of a main tank mindset. And what I mean by that is you can be a little bit more flexible in positioning, being right at the front of the line, taking space, or being a few steps back, making sure to peel for your backline. So he's not going to be your top choice for solo tanking, but instead excels as a secondary tank to fill in the gaps, and it's important to remember this to prevent feeding into the enemy team. You have pretty good damage through ranged attacks as well as some defensive utility, but these are on incredibly short durations, making it even more crucial to use them at the right times. This leads us to effective shielding. Because your barrier and shield literally only last about 3 seconds, you're not going to want to just use this on cooldown, but instead save them for moments they'll actually be meaningful. A lot of players just press these abilities randomly, wasting them, placing them on cooldown, and then get pushed by the enemy team when they have nothing to defend with. You need to be patient and use the barrier when there's critical incoming damage like an enemy ultimate, or when your main tank has to recover some health and could use your help to step in to buy some time. Using this correctly can be the difference between giving your team the time they need to recover or getting wiped by an enemy team push, and the same goes for your metal bulwark, where you place shields on teammates. There's no reason to toss a shield randomly on a DPS behind the wall when nothing is happening, or even on another tank sitting at full health without any pressure. You're just wasting that ability placing it on cooldown and could be punished for it immediately after when enemies notice that you used it. Instead, you want to save the shield for other reasons. For example, your strategist in the back gets dived on by an enemy player. This is the perfect time to turn around, quickly give them a shield, and help fight off the enemies. This not only saves your healers, but also charges your right-click ability, Mag Cannon, and is another reason why just randomly throwing out shields is wasteful, because you want to use this shield to soak damage to charge your right-click as much as possible. Another great time to use the shield is when you notice your other tank just had his own shield destroyed and is trying to back up. This not only buys him time to recover or get out of enemy fire, but again helps charge your Mag Cannon, in turn giving you extra damage on your ability. Let's talk about those attacks. You have the potential to pump out damage and secure kills at fairly decent ranges, but you need to know how your attacks work together. When it comes to your left-click Iron Volley attacks, make sure to lead these a lot as they travel a bit slower. They deal splash damage, so they're pretty good at launching into grouped enemies, and you can pretty much spam these to keep dishing out poke damage, setting up for your right-click Mag Cannon, which you're going to use as burst damage to finish off lower health players. The damage increases for this ability when you have 3 rings, and this is shown on screen with the 3 arrows that should be filled, and also adds a knockback effect to the ability if you fully charged it up, so you want to keep these charged as much as possible before you unleash the attack. Now, one of the biggest game changers in your damage profile is your team-up ability with Scarlet Witch. You should really get excited if another player picks up Wanda for your team, because then you get an extra ability called Metallic Fusion. This is hands down the best damage attack you'll have in your arsenal. This gives you access to a ranged sword ability where you release chaotic energy, dealing big damage to enemies hit by the attack, and you can easily snipe targets out of the air with this, take out multiple ground targets, or even put pressure on enemy tanks. So you'll want to use this as much as possible to pressure enemy teams or counter their push. This ability is also really good for taking out enemies who dive your backline, and in general your combo sequence looks like this. Make sure to use Metallic Fusion first to take out as many targets as you can, followed by your right-click Mag Cannon for extra burst, and then your left clicks to try to take out the last bit of health enemies might have after your combo. When it comes to your ultimate, your Meteor M isn't one of the most feared, but it does enough to make enemies have to pay attention and alter their play for a few seconds. It does a decent amount of damage, but only if you charge it up fully, since it does more damage the longer you let the meteor build up. A big mistake is using your ult and releasing it without fully charging it up. You're just wasting it at that point, and there's always the possibility to counter other characters, like taking out Luna during her ult, which could be huge in allowing your team to follow up after securing the kill. If you work these strategies into your matches, you'll definitely notice a difference in your performance and the success of your team in most games. We got you covered with Magneto gameplay and other character guides videos here. I hope these tips were helpful, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up for me. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.